I know Andy was at all the meetings with King. He was like the bag carrier. The last meeting with King, he wasn't the last meeting. When I met him at the Summit Hotel, he was not King. It was Abernathy, and who was the short guy?
I don't remember.
There were two associates of ministers.
Oh.
There was Abernathy and maybe it was Abernathy, period. And we chatted at the Summit, and he wanted to know if I was going to the meeting at Harry's. And what I was trying to tell them, and what proved out to be correct in this case, was that the success of these benefits were due to where the political pendulum was moving in their direction, and the failure was just the opposite. And the one which was so successful in Chicago was, and which they credited me with a bigger role in its success than was realistic or was objective, was the fact that the tide of history we were rolling with. It couldn't be a failure. I mean, I made it. I maybe ran that, made sure that the train got on time, and that everything worked. But it really didn't matter. There was it's when you had the masses behind you, and nothing could go wrong. I mean, organizations in the streets were collecting more money for the tickets than the tickets were worth. It was just, and nobody was ripping it off. It was just the spirit of the times.
Wow.
That the actual what we collected or what we turned over was about 20,000 more than what the manifest on tickets sold. And that had nothing to do with the collection. And that's where I really got to know him, because we would each time, we would discuss the broad politics of the what was happening, because I could see it. I went to Oakland, but I also went to one other place before which I don't remember, before the event, and I could see everybody was fighting for the money, fighting for power. Instead of everybody pulling together, everybody was pulling out and looking what they could get out of it. No, but the other thing was, you knew when the masses were with you, and they knew when you didn't. I knew that I was getting more credit for the Chicago thing than was due.
Was he sensitive to the ins and outs of daily coming and going of politics, or was?
Yeah, but he always had this in faith that the ministers, meaning God, would take care of it at the end.
Right.
And none of them were ever disasters, but they were always, after Oakland, half-filled.
Right.
Did not raise the money that was projected at all.
Right.
And just short of being embarrassing, I would say.
And that what was the political reality that reflected? What was actually
a whole change in the temper of the mass movement, the fact that SNCC is splitting, the tensions are rising within the anti-war movement between the people who wanted to participate in the Democratic Party and those who didn't, and also the people the hostility. There were still plenty of black establishment figures that supported the war, particularly in '68, and felt that King was breaking his ties irreconcilably with the government, and everybody isn't holding hands and singing "We Shall Overcome." He's being accused more and more of being a sellout, and he's responding to that, which he never did sell out. But I would say King loved the masses, but he never had quite confidence in them.
Right.
That's how I
Who
would...
did he have confidence in? The ministers?
The moral character of the appeal.
Really?
That's how I would